2020 Victorian State Championships got off to an earlier start than usual last weekend at Sandown. The early start of the season doesn't seem to have put off anybody though, as big fields were in most classes. Feature race of the weekend was the 40-minute race for sports cars that doubled as a round of the Australian GT Trophy Series. The race saw an all-the-way win to Matt Stupas in his Audi R8. Stupas led the field away from Ben Schutz in the Sin, who was never too far behind the Audi, but just couldn't find a way past. Wayne Mack in the beautiful Ferrari stayed in third as the top three held formation to the end of the race. The best sounding beast on the track was Dale Patterson's Camaro, but sadly the car retired on lap 5. The race finished with a single lap sprint after the MGB V8 of Robin Bailey hit the kitty litter while trying to keep out of the way of the leaders. Schutz got close in the end, but Stupas hung on to take the win and the series lead. Max Ferrari crossed the line third ahead of Gary Higgin, but he was dropped back to fifth after a 30-second penalty. Saloon cars featured their largest field in several years, but nobody really got close to the winner. Sean Jamieson dominated the race to lead home fellow Commodore drivers Travis Lindoff and Anthony Baer. Daniel Johnson was the first of the Fords home in fourth place. Pole sitter David Wright led early in the sports sedan finals, but it was the Trans Am Corvette of Dean Cam that came through to take out the race and win the weekend overall. Apart from Dean, it was the Commodore Cup with positions 2 through to 4 and 6 to 14, filled by the now-defunct Aussie Sedan. Only Vince Stenter in the Nissan Skyline in 5th broke up the Commodore Club. There were, of course, XLs everywhere. Everywhere, 44 of them to be exact, including in pit lane's own Richard Outram, making a long-awaited return to the track. Well, he's been waiting a long time for it anyway. Tim Rouse won the feature race ahead of Marcus Fraser and a promising young newcomer in Druin's own Jason Bargwana. For what it's worth, Mr. Outram finished 35th, both car and driver making it home in one piece. Meanwhile at Phillip Island, Pyark held round one of its Super Sprint series. The good thing about these meetings is you never know what you might find in pit lane. In this case, it was a Dallara Indycar.
Yeah, well basically it's Indycar, as you said, 2011 spec. We brought it over from America from Conquest Racing, and it's been slowly putting it together with Dad and I, and obviously Louis as well, and help out as much as we can, and as he can, sorry. And yeah, slowly building it together, and finally we get to meet, and finally we get out on a cold winter's day in Victoria. Mostly the motivation was a little bit bored, and wanted to sort of had a look around and was looking at cool cars, and had a bit of money saved up, and thought why not set some lap records around Australia. And Indycar sort of looked at GP2 cars, but with their brake package it was a bit expensive, so we looked at Indycars, and obviously through our family we knew Conquest Racing, and yeah, talked to Eric and just got a deal going, and brought the car, the engine, and all the spares with it, so we could put it together.
So what is the chassis?
It's a Dallara 2007 spec, right through to 11. So they run the same model or generation of car right through, and this one is a 2011 built car. So.
With the weather not playing ball, the car remained in the garage, but Matt and his team were happy to go through the not inconsiderable start-up process to assail our ears with this methanol-fueled wonder. If music be the food of love, play on. A dramatic end to the rain-delayed Daytona 500, round one of the 2020 NASCAR Cup. The race had been delayed one full day after heavy rain on Sunday, and as they resumed on Monday, it was Brad Keselowski who led the field away. Aric Almirola and Chase Elliott also took turns at the front until lap 60, when Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and William Byron came together on the back straight. Elliott won stage 1, but Denny Hamlin won the restart until the next major incident involving Almirola, Quinn Hoff and BJ McLeod. Hamlin won stage 2, and then it was on in earnest, with Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson and Joey Logano all taking their turn up front. Lap 185, the big one, a really big one, with Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Aric Almirola, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, Justin Haley, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, David Reagan, John Hunter Nemechek, Tyler Reddick, Chris Boucher, Matt DiBenedetto, Brendan Gagan, Joey Logano and Ty Dillon all involved. It was a big one. After the clean-up, Ryan Newman led the field away before another crash with Clint Boyer, Michael McDowell and Justin Haley. Hamlin won the restart, but Ryan Newman took the lead with one lap to go. Blaney and Newman then came together going into the last turn, sending Newman's Ford into the air where it was T-boned before crossing the line in fourth place on its roof. Hamlin survived to take the win, but most of the attention was on what was happening behind the winner as Newman was being extracted from his car. He was sent to hospital where at the time of recording he's in a serious but non-life-threatening condition. All of us at In Pit Lane wish Ryan Newman and his family all the very best, and let's keep our fingers crossed for a full recovery. And that's the In Pit Lane news for the week commencing Monday the 17th of February 2020. We'll be back with more news next week.